Positive contact. Positive contact.
What's up, guys? It's ya boy Ixion here. This is my take on the Street Fighter 6 soundtrack. One thing that I'd like to talk about is something that a lot of people don't know, is that the soundtrack of Street Fighter 6 has a lot of dynamic functionality to it. Dynamic functionality in game music means that depending on where we are in the game, the music changes. And you'd be surprised to know, as I was, that the songs in Street Fighter 6 actually has a total of 8 different dynamic sections. I don't know why I had to look at my fingers. There is intro, round 1, round 2, round 3, low health, transition, another version of low health, and outro. And if you're wondering what the hell I'm wearing, it's just that I'm a big fan of Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Actually, no, but I wish that was the reason. So when we listen to all these tracks on Street Fighter 6, it is not surprising at all that most of us find it very hard to grasp and understand the structure of the songs. And that is most likely because they have packed in all of these different dynamic themes into one song. And just the task of taking 8 different dynamic sections of a song and making it into one song, it's not the easiest task. On some level, you gotta hand it to Capcom for making these songs feel as whole as they do. We began to get dynamic music in Street Fighter in Street Fighter 4. You may remember when we were in training mode in Street Fighter 4, there was this particular song that we were really digging. Now, a lot of people were like, yo, have you heard this training mode song in Street Fighter 4? It's the worst ever, man! But they didn't know that this song is actually only a dynamic part of the training stage song. It just loops this part. So yeah, I just wanted to point out that yeah, it's very hard for us to understand these tracks, but there is a logical reason why we can't, because they have packed in basically 8 different parts of the song that are supposed to work as dynamics in the music. And because of that, I think it's very hard to find like a structure for the songs. As for what I think about the music in general, it mostly feels like an AI made the soundtrack. It's like they made this robot, put them in a computer chair and like, yo, Mr. Robot, make a soundtrack for us. Maybe because they gave us this giant prize pool, they couldn't afford an actual composer. Okay, maybe slightly excessive. I don't think it's all too terrible, but overall, the problem with the music in this game, the main problem to me, is that considering this is going to be the music we hear in tournaments, because I don't think, like, even if we get the option to turn on music from older games, I have a feeling that Capcom will not want tournament organizers to put on those soundtracks for their tournaments. They will want you to have the original soundtrack of Street Fighter 6 playing in tournaments. And for spectators, I think it's gonna be hard to get the real hype from this type of music. I have a hard time seeing that happening. Like, do you think this soundtrack is gonna be able to bring the same level of hype as this? Well, my hope is that we will get access to older soundtracks and that tournament organizers will actually be allowed to use that in tournament, because I think those older soundtracks bring the hype a lot more than this type of music. I feel like it's the Street Fighter Spotify radio playlist. To me personally, it doesn't matter what the music is like in Street Fighter 6. Well, except for if I go to a local tournament, then they will use the music in the game. Then it will matter to me. But when I'm playing at home and playing on stream, I don't have the game music on because I use a song request system. So I always mute the music and just play my own music and my viewers' music. So it doesn't really matter to me what the music is like in the game. Now, I see one thing that could be very positive about the style of the music. Bonus points to whoever figured out how many times I said the word music in this video, is that considering it feels like mainstream Spotify radio, I think it can work well to bring in more people. I think the fighting game genre should never give up on finding more consumers. We all know that fighting games is one of the most niche genres out there, and I think it's important that we don't ever give up and we do what we can to bring in more people that don't know this genre. And I find it perfectly okay that Capcom made this mainstream street Spotify style music to cater to the mainstream public. Even if the music is quote-unquote bad, I think it's also positive that they made it this way, and they're using it like in trailers and stuff. Then again, it's very hard to find identity in barely any of the tracks. There is like one track that I feel has a clear identity to it, but the rest of them, they feel sort of random. Well, that's more or less my thoughts on the Street Fighter 6 soundtrack as a whole. I have listened through every track from the base roster. I did that live on stream the other day, and I will edit those parts out and upload as react videos. Just a little warning, I was listening to the songs while interacting with my viewers, so the assessment wasn't entirely fair every time, so just a warning. So all of those reactions will be uploaded shortly. Thanks for watching.
Maybe a broken jaw is better than being